Alright, today's Sunday, June 12th, 2022. It is day 328 of web development, and today I'm going to further extend on what I did yesterday. Yesterday I basically worked on a modal. So a modal is just kind of like this page that pops up on the same page, if that makes sense. Instead of opening a new page, like if I click on a link, right, this little box pops up on the same page, right, like over any content that's on that page. And then when I click on the X, it just gets out, like just exits out, it disappears. So that's what I did yesterday, and today I'm just going to basically style it. And then tomorrow I'm going to further extend by implementing it on a website and see how it works with like a grid display and like things and like other things that are incorporated into a site, and then see how it kind of works together and what I have to fix. Anyway, that's today. So I made a fork of the code from day 327, and that's this. And then I have colors open, which is like a palette. Oops, which is kind of like a palette generator thing. And then I have CSS gradient, which is, it's in the name, it generates a CSS gradient. And I picked these two colors here, and then I just made a gradient. So what I'll do is I'll go and copy this, and I'll go to the body, and I'll just paste that in, so then the background, right, of the body becomes gradient, right? So anything in the body itself is the whole, like the body tags, anything that's in the body in HTML is what you see on the screen at the left here, right? And so generally I'm saying, okay, the body, because it's an element, that's how you select the body. I'm going to give it a display of flex so that everything is in the middle, a height of 100 VH, like the vertical height of the screen, and then a background of whatever CSS gradient I have in like the values. Okay, so now we see that. All right, now in order to style the contact button, I'm going to go over here to my HTML. So I see that I gave it an ID of link, and so I'll go down here to my CSS and I'll try to find where I have it. So far the only properties I used was position and top. So I gave it a position of absolute, right, so that it's positioned absolutely to the whole page, and so it's just from the top, it's just 0 pixels, right? So we'll see if I do from the top 20 pixels, it's going to go down by 20 pixels from the top, right? So I think I'm actually going to leave it like that. And by the way, in order to target IDs, we use hashtags, right? Versus when we target an element, it was just the element without anything else. And when we target classes, by the way, it's just a dot. So we'll do dot, whatever the class name is. In this case, you gave it an ID of link, so we're using hashtag link. All right, so I'm also going to give it a background of probably this color right here. I'll just paste that in there. So I'll do hashtag and paste in the color. And then that background should pop up. And then I'll give the whole thing like a padding of, let's say, 1 EM, so that there's space between there. I'll give it a border radius of 20 pixels so that the border becomes round, right? I'll make sure that the color of the text is white, and I'll make sure that there is no underline, so I'll set text decoration equal to none. And then I'll do some spacing between the letters, and I'll set it to 4 pixels. And I'll set it to be uppercase, so I'll do text transform, and I'll do uppercase. Alright, and then I think that's good. And then now let's focus on what happens when we hover over the link. So we target the link, and then we set, okay, for the hover state of the link, so when this is a state, right? Anything after a colon is a state, so in this case it's in a state of hover, meaning when the link is being hovered over, what do we want to happen? So what I want to happen is I need the background color to change, so maybe I'll change it to a darker variant of this color. So I'll go here to shading, and I'll probably take like this color here, and I'll just copy it and then just paste it here, so that when I hover over it, it becomes a darker color. If I could spell it right. Ground, not round. Alright, so here you can see it becomes darker when I hover over it. Alright, so that's good. So when I click on it, you know, that happens. It's good and all. Okay, so now let's move on to styling the actual card. So if I go to my HTML, my actual modal, I gave it an ID called card. So if I go to my CSS, you can see that I have some properties here. So visibility hidden. Well, obviously it's going to be hidden, like originally until I click, right, until this card is targeted, right, then it becomes visibility visible. I gave it already a border of 5 pixels black solid, a width of 100 pixels, display flex. All of this is just so that John Doe is at the center. A height of 370 pixels and a border radius of 15 pixels. I'm going to change it to 20 pixels just so everything can be uniform. And I'm going to give it a background. So what I'll do is I'll go here and give it a background, and I'll do like a light variation of maybe this color. Just paste that in there. So now when it kind of, there we go. And then let's see, what else can we do? I'm going to remove the actual border. All right, and then let's see. I feel like John Doe is not at the center. Anyway, maybe we can now focus on the X. So the X, if we go over here, I gave it an ID of X, right? So if I go to my CSS, I can see that I gave my X a position relative, right, to whatever is up here. Maybe I should have done, oh, maybe that's why. I should have probably done this relative to the actual card. Here. There we go. Now it's going to be better. So, relative to the card, so from the top, negative 150 pixels, and maybe from the left, we can do maybe 60 pixels, so that it moves more to the right, and then maybe I can give it, I just want to change the size of it. Let me see if I could change a width height 50 pixels. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, never mind. Let's do 10. Alright, let's do 30. Play around and look, you kind of make it seem to your liking. Why is that so big? 20. Like what? 15. How about 15? Meh. I feel like that's small. Okay, let's do 20. Alright, I think that's good. And then maybe what I'll do, I don't know, I don't like it that it's here. I want it to be more like to the right. So from the left, let's do 100 pixels. Okay, let's do 85 pixels. And then from the top, negative 45. So it goes to the top. Oh, from the top. So it's actually going from the bottom, negative 145. So let's do 55. Is that better? Or was it better if it was on the inside? Like more on the inside? I don't know. Do you think that's good? As if you could answer. Oh my god, what happened? Oh, yeah. Okay, but yeah, this is the whole idea. I don't want it to extend though. Like when I click on it, I don't want it to go down. Like why is it? Interesting. Is there any way that I can give the card a z-index of 1 and then give never mind, let me not get into that. Alright, I think this is it for today. You know, I did style it, right? Is there anything else that I want to do? Let me try one more thing. So, for the link itself, when I hover over it, let me do position, what the heck? Position, seriously? Relative from the top, negative 2 pixels, so that when I hover over it, it kind of moves to the top a little. Oh, what the? Can you literally tell me how that even happens? What does that even mean? Oh, it's relative to the link. What? Oh, because the link is position absolute. Interesting. Yeah, let's not do this. Let me just delete this. And let's leave it as it is. But then in that case, we'll figure it out tomorrow. Anyway, yeah. Let me save that, reload this. Are you kidding me? Ugh. Okay, let me open this in debug mode. Alright, contact, and then johndoe@gmail.com pops up, and then you close out, right? And it works. And that's it for today. Bye!